Everything you see here is strictly informational. This is not a channel for you to be taking financial advice from. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a broker. I am just a person that is here recording my journey about learning the markets along the way. So please do not consider me a financial advisor. Do not risk any more money than what you have. Do not be borrowing other people's money. Do not do anything stupid that you're going to regret later with your money. Bodies and wicks. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I'm back again. It is the night of July 21st, about 12:30. Hello, about 11:35 p.m. If you can't tell, I've been able to figure out how to do some cool stuff. Got my little logo here on the screen, and I've been able to do some stuff, changing my charting up a little bit. And the reason I'm coming to you is because I wanted to show you some trades that are starting to happen. So let's go ahead and go on over to do those trades. So changed up my charts a little bit, make it a little bit easier on everybody's eyes. As you can see, I got my little cool logo down at the very bottom of right screen too. Figure that, little brand recognition, little brand awareness from my bodies and wicks that I got going on. Anyways, SPX, so what I was telling you about earlier, that I had set up, he had 3075 as the 3070.5 as the entrance, and I wanted to make it 3270, 3270.5 was the entrance for the trade that was signaled out. I made it 3272, but as the price struggled right here, let me get a little eclipse. As the price struggled right in this area for quite some time, what are you doing? There we go. Do that. I decided to drop it, just for the sake of, maybe it might just get into the entrance. And then as soon as I dropped it, it just shot right into, it's like it knows I'm around. Like, I'd just be like, all right, maybe I'll get it close to the entrance, or maybe with the entrance that I'm supposed to. And it just goes, poof, and it blows right past, the 3070.5, and it goes up to 33, or the 3273. And I was like, I was so mad. I was like, why didn't I just leave it? My instincts, I always have a gut instinct. My gut instinct was to leave it at 3272. And that probably would have been perfect entry, because it, as far as it would have got to the top with the spread and everything, it probably just barely would have got it with the spread. But whatever. Anyways, it kind of hung there for a little bit. I'm looking at a 15-minute chart. And I've been in this trade for quite some time now. I think I made the last video somewhere around 6-7 o'clock. It's now about 11:30, so it's been about 5 hours or so. Well, didn't mean for that to happen. Can we go back? There we go. But yeah, I've been in this trade for a little bit now, and it just now starting to get into the profit zone. So that's a good sign. And we're looking to take this all the way down to at least 32, 33, I want to say, somewhere in there, 32, 34, yep, 32, 34, and then we're going to buy after that. So we're looking for a sell to buy scenario here. Looking like that's most likely the case. After looking at the charts last night, I'm thinking I might just do, I'm not for sure, to be honest. I'm thinking I might actually put my take profit here at the 618 level. only because if you look at last night what happened, or the night before, that's exactly what happened. The last time this kind of did this move, if you look at this here, if we'll do a fib, and of course it's not seeing my my colors, and I don't know why. Hold on, let me get this out and there we go. Okay, so if we're gonna look at the fib from the last time it made this kind of move, right? What happened? We go from this high here. I don't even think I've gotten a low yet. No, I don't. So to this low here, what you'll see is that, you know, we kind of entered around the same area. The right, you know, we kind of saw that little dip. We entered on the up, and now it's going down. It never got past the 382 or the 618, which direction you want to go. And I think if you're you know, I still haven't 100% learned. I think if you're going up, you're supposed to take it from the top down. So if you're taking it from the top down, it would be the 382 level. It never got past this 382 level, right? It just kind of bounced off this 382 level before it decided to go up again. And that's, you know, at this 382 level was the last low that we're taking this fib level now from, and it came down. It hit the, you know, I probably should turn this around. Well, not that thing. This thing, since we're going backwards to forwards, so you guys get to see all my amateurishness. You know, this is a raw, uncensored Ted or Tedzily. And I think I was doing that for some other purposes. But anyways, if we take this around and we look at these fib levels, you can see it came down, hit the 0.382, right, bounced back up. We're getting in probably around the 11-13%, I want to say, maybe the 20, I don't know. We can probably do a test and find out if you guys want to do that. Let's do that. Let's see here. Let's do a well, that's the risk reward. That's not the fib. Let's turn on this and let's just change it to one of the fib levels. What was it? 0.232, I think, something like that. And where did it go? I don't see it. Oh, because it's saying it's not given the point. You got to put the 0 in front of it and then the point. So you were learning trading view at the same time. No, not the 0.232, even though that did look like that was a very interesting level. That's when it came down to the first time, bounced back up, came down. And it's probably about the level we are at right now is the 0.232. Is that a fib level? I think it's a fib level. But I think another important one is the 11. It was. Right, so the 11% was actually the very top of where it had hit. So if we look at it a little bit closer here in this S&P, the 11% level was the very skimming of the top. I knew that was a good important level. And we are currently at the 232 level. So, what does that mean? I don't know. It looks like we're hitting some fib levels, that's for sure. It's kind of stalled the 232 level, which isn't bad. I mean, it was stalled in the red for quite some time. Now I'm in profit, and you know, let's just let's hope it keeps going down. Hope I don't have to stay up all night just to make sure that this doesn't turn around on me. Hopefully I can go to sleep, nice and sound. But that's where we're at with the SPX. We are still in GBP JPY. As you can see, it's steadily been going down. Making its move and going back. It's doing its little wave thing, which is cool. But hopefully sooner than later it'll make its way all the way down to our take profit zone of 130 pips. We got a couple other calls that we got in. One of them I hit my take profit in was the Euro NZD. I hit take profit level 1, and I got out. And the only reason I got out is because we do have another call, and the other call that we got is going to be a little lower. So the inputs for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do it since we're here right now, is entry 73407. All right, profit level, I should just leave it the same, 74271. But this profit level has 74700, which is much higher. So I'm going to change it to that one, actually. And then our risk that we're going to take is going to be 73280. So a little bit lower. I think the other one, not too much lower. I think the other one was 73177. So to be honest, I probably didn't have to get out of the other one. But just knowing that it was probably going to go lower, I didn't want to have to hold on to something whenever I could, take out a positive, and wait for a lower one, a better entry. Why not? I think that's the point of the game. Make as much money as you can rather than hold it, instead, and take a profit, wait for it to come back down, take a re-entry, and move along. So we'll see what happens with that one. Another one that we have got a call for has been the Euro franc. Go ahead and move this one up here. Move it here, and we're going to put an orange on that one because it's, and I'm going to change this back to orange as well because we are not yet in this one. So the reds have been fails, greens are in. I should go ahead and move my SPX to green, throw that up here. Purples are going to be ideas. Yes, oil. There was an oil, or yes, one for oil. I'm not for sure if I'm going to take that one, but we'll see how SPX goes and everything else goes. If I got some good money for oil, maybe I'll throw some that way too. But Euro franc, let's see what we got here. We have a buy limit, so we are going to be taking this long. And I want to say it's going to be somewhere around here. Let me throw in the coordinates. Starting at 7300. Profit level is going to be 7500. Right, and then the stop level is going to be 7080. Something does not look right with that. Oh, that's because I put in the wrong thing. Oh, yeah, I did put in the wrong thing. Entry 7300. Take profit 75. Oh, that's because we have another take profit, and the second take profit is 8000. So that is the one I'm looking most forward to. So I think we have one that's about a 30 pip entry, and then we have this one that is a 70 pip. So about 100 pips total if we can catch both of them. So entered those, and so yeah, we're looking at 100 pips if we can catch both of those. GBP still trying to catch about let me see here, my ruler, about 40 in, still trying to catch about another 90, right? SPX, we ain't got too much farther to go on this one. It doesn't look like this one's moved along quite nicely. 734, 735, something like that. Yeah, it's about another 270. And Euro NZD looks like, and this one was just, I don't think we had two. Looks like we're getting some signals from Wizard right now. And this one, how many is this one? About 129. If we can get this one to go, so that should be nice. I don't know what just happened there, but just thought I'd give you guys an update. Let me see what Wizard is saying over here. Throw you over to Wizard Signals really quick. There's his information. If you ever need it, there's a link. Like I said, I always drop it in the chat. Let me see what he is saying in indices. Yep, he is saying that is moving quite along quite nicely. So anyways, that's the update. About midnight, getting close to midnight right now. Hoping to go to bed, waking up to some money. Alright, see you guys in the morning. Simply amazing, the things that I do. So I just recorded an entire video, and well, at the end of it, it wouldn't turn off. I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't stop recording. Then once I rewatched it, I realized that my browser was just stuck. It was stuck the entire time. So the entire time I'm talking about charts, it's just one thing that's on the screen. So I'm having to do this all over again. Anyways, I'll be going over some trades that would happen today. Some trades that I got set up for you. Today was a better day. Gotta say, people, it was a much better day than yesterday. That is for sure. I hope you all had a good day. Let's get to these charts first. What I want to do is talk about the most recent one, which is gold. And you know what? I think I am on the wrong one again. I am. I'm ready to go with. Let me do something here. You're gonna witness this in action, because I am tired of there we go. That's the one I wanted. And then we're gonna see me move it around, and you get to see how OBS works. So I'm gonna remove that one. And we're gonna take this one. long as we can fit it in here. Got to fit in here nice and tightly. We do. We're gonna move this here. There we go. Okay, now we're back in. No wonder it was showing the wrong thing the entire time. So there we go. Now I've got it all fixed up for you guys. Yeah, and I was talking about it as if you guys could see me doing it, but you couldn't see me doing it. So never mind. This is the chart I wanted to show you. Not this particular one, but let's go back to the original one that I can manipulate. Because the other one that I was showing you was the one that's actually showing behind me. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me pull up OBS. But this little thing behind me, that's what was showing on your screen, which is not the one that I wanted to show. The one behind me was also the same one that was showing up, with the webcam on my face and all that stuff. Anyways, I think I had already changed this, but believe it or not, what had happened is that we got into a trade earlier with gold, and it kind of went something like this. Let's get into the 15 minutes. I can understand it better once I see it in the 15 minute. Yep. It was somewhere around here. I want to say I got in around 1839.99. So it's somewhere around here. I actually took profit once I saw it start to lose momentum. And then I put my entrance to stop loss. It came back up, hit my stop loss, and then once it did that, I thought about re-entering, but then I was like, it could probably just continue going higher. But instead, I'm just going to stay out of it. And the reason I'm going to stay out of it is because I think we have a bigger play at hand. And that bigger play, I think, is right above us at 1833.050. That is the very last up candle before the high, before the all-time high. So I think this is going to act as resistance up here, and I'll show you by taking a look at this. Let's see if you guys can see this or not. You can. Okay, so this is my call I put on TradingView, and this is that last over here. If you see this is the last bull candle of 2011, just before its major high. I think this candle is going to act as resistance, which that comes to the 1883.050. If you take a look at this chart here, I'm going to have on the left. If we hit play, it's actually going to play a little bit for us. I think once we get into that zone, that's actually going to be the real resistance zone. Before it takes a huge major turnaround, and I have this right here as a daily channel that gold has stayed within pretty much up until the beginning of the year, actually early last year, December. It's hit the same points. If we didn't see that this was on a bull run from a long time ago, I don't know how we didn't, because it just gave us signs. The only thing that was a little out of whack was COVID, and that's this right here. So whenever I see COVID in here, I don't really consider that part of the channel, just because that was some naturalness that took us out. But anyways, that is my reflection on gold. Next is XPX. So XPX was what I got into last night. And I was telling you guys about. Well, I actually ended up getting out about 10 pip or 100 pips into it, just because I didn't want to wake up in the middle of the night and it turn around and go against me, and only get because I only put one trade on there. I didn't take partials or anything, so I just took the whole amount. And I thought I was gonna hit 32.30. I even made my thing. SPX is on its way to retest the 32.35 level. Well, when I went to bed, I left it at 32.34. And guess what? It didn't. It actually hit, what was the low? Right here we got the low, 32.36.4. So I was going to be off either way, but it got close. If I would have just put it to 32.37, would have been in this trade in the middle of the night and then taken it all the way up. But instead, I did get a second position. It's probably right after our lunch. We got a call. The first one we got out really quickly because it was 32.62 and the stop loss was 32.59, and went right through that. So we entered again, entered at 32.59, and stop loss was 32.53. The call was to 32.80. Here it shows it got to 32.80, but on my MT4 it didn't. It's a couple pips below, but I jumped out at 32.78. I wasn't for sure it'd get to 32.80. And as you can see, it on my MT4 it didn't. It turned around and bounced back immediately. So I'm glad I set mine to 32.78 because it took about the best that I could. I just have some fibs here. I don't know why I have them here, but I'll go ahead and remove them. Now I'm trying to guess where this price is going to go next, which I don't really know. Let's take a look at it actually. Let's throw that fib back on there and see what's going on. So with the most recent wave, it looks like it came back. It hit the 50. Now usually when this happens, if it hits the 50 and it hits the 78.5, you usually see it turn down. That's what I usually see happen. I mean, if it hits at 7, well, hello, I'm not even at the right part. But yeah, okay. I'm still turned out to be the same thing. Came down, hit about the 50. Looks like it's hitting that 78.5. Usually, whenever I see that happen, is you'll see a reversal downwards. Versus if you just hit the 618. Well, I'm still not in the right spot. Jesus Christ. Okay, and I'm still right. Okay, hit the 50. We're at this 0.785. Usually if it comes and hits the 618 or the 382 or whatever, however you put yours, maybe I should be putting it downwards. I don't really know, because I guess if I'm going down, it should be this way technically, if I'm thinking it's going down, because then it would retrace down to the 618. Yeah, that's right. But it didn't. Instead, I think it's this way. Right. Well, maybe it's getting above that 785, but usually you'll see a reversal off of that. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Who knows what we'll see with SPX. If we take actually a larger look at it, the 1 hour chart, this has been a very, very bullish chart lately. And it's good to see, because that means, the economy is back in action. I mean, we just seen a steady increase, for quite some time now. And that's a good thing. For a while there, it was kind of getting scary if it was going to go up or go down. And now we just got some consistency, and now it's getting a little bit more predictable, rather than just wondering if it's just gonna like this, And I think that was just last week, and then just kind of consolidated for a while. Here we've actually been seeing some good movement, so I kind of like that about the SPX recently, and we'll see what's gonna happen. It's going to happen tomorrow. Personally, I have no idea what I think is going to happen tomorrow. Last night I had a really good idea because of it retesting those highs. Now my guess would be it was going to hit that 785 level and then return back down. But I really don't know. There really doesn't seem to be a good point of a retest or any kind of trend line or any kind of channel, but it's just, you're just starting to see good movement off of it. That's all. Other things that happened, well, I guess just to go over Euro NZD. This is one that was in the middle of the night, and I think we took the call. It was over here in this area. I don't want to set it back up because I had it set up for the last video that I did that completely bombed. But it looks something like this, right? And it came in and just went right through our stop loss. That's what happened. But my analysis for Euro NZD is this. It looks like this was a, and this is what happens, is what I was talking about, especially with smart money. When you're talking about smart money moves, you see something like this, and that's why I have this line drawn. You have two equal lows. You have an equal low here, right? So usually people already have their, they'll have an entry set for something like that, right? And they'll put their stop loss, just below it. And I think that's what we did. We had it just below something like this. And then something comes in and just goes straight through it. Well, this is the banks. This is the banks knowing that you have your everything set. So what they're going to do is they're going to come through and they're going to take all your money. So they come through and they take all the liquidation that's just sitting there, because that's what's sitting there. Sitting there is underneath all these. It's money is what that is. So I do one of these. So that's what that is. Anytime you see equal lows, think money. Think that there is money sitting just below that, and that the banks are going to come take it, right? So I usually try not to set my, I'll usually wait to see how it reacts off of that, and then just like I did here. So it came through, it took everybody's money, even mine. And then it looks like it made, institutional candle here, and then immediately reacted to the upside. So this is what you would call a buy to sell or sell to buy candle. So these are solid candles too. It's not like it's a long wick, right? These long candles. So long solid candles. So there's a lot of volume in here. So this is bank money, right? So it comes back up out, and then they probably they made a lot of money off of this, right? But they need to they're still holding a position down here in this sell, right? So what they do is they'll do a little tap here, right, and get it going. They'll get everybody else to start selling, and once they get it down to right around here, they'll do another little tap, right? They'll do a tap right here, to sell. They'll get everybody else to sell, and then once it gets back into this area to where they were holding, these positions, they'll close those positions, they'll break out, they'll break even, right, and then they'll buy, right, and then they'll buy, and then they'll make more money off that. So, and then, but in the process, they're still holding some positions here. Maybe they're holding a position here, and that's why I'm thinking they're still holding, because they had to tap here, right, to get to here. So which means here they had to tap a sell, right, to get to here to mitigate this. Doesn't look like they've mitigated this yet, so they're still probably holding a sell position in here. So I have entered my own trade in here, and it's only a 9 pip stop loss. So I think it's probably just gonna wick this, right? Because they usually come about halfway through that candle. So as you can see, this one came through. It's about exactly halfway through that candle. So. And we're talking about the body of the candle too. So if we do the body of the candle, top to bottom, yep, looks like it nails right about the halfway point of that candle. And same with this one. Let's go with this one. If we do the body of this candle, it probably hit about halfway through that candle. Yep, looks like it does. So that's so you can tell there's smart money in play. So what did I do? I took this candle right here, this last red candle, the body of it, put the halfway point. I will put that as my open. I probably need to push it up just a little bit. Maybe give it a little bit of a 10 pip risk instead. That way it comes down, touches that, mitigates out of that, it'll come out. So you got to think like how the banks work, Next up was Euro odd. This was a call I got this morning. It was a buy here. It wasn't from Wizard. Most of my calls are from Wizard. The ones I showed you so far have been from Wizard. This was not. This was just from a random channel. So I don't trust a whole lot of them that aren't from Wizard. So I put just one trade, tiny, a micro lot to see if it would anything would happen. We got 30 pips out of it. Whoop-de-doo. Same thing with GBP USD. I put one micro lot here. This was the take profit. It got up pretty high, so I put my thing to break even. It came back down, broke even. I think I made 18 cents off the deal. No big deal. Whatever. EuroCAD. This was fun. Actually, the stop loss was right here. When I recorded the other video, I was complaining because we got into this trade and it just went straight through. It just went straight through the stop loss. Again, this is probably because of smart money, right? So if we move this out of the way, you can see these two are equals, right? So everybody, including us, probably had, a buy, or sell right around in here is what it would have looked like. You had your stop loss set right around here. Well, this is that smart money coming into play and going, boop, nope, we're going to take you out. So with that being said, I'm probably going to look for a sell right around this area. Right around to where this buy candle before a sell, because it was probably a buy to a sell. So there's probably some institutions holding a buy position right here, right? Because they're holding that buy position, they're going to need to get rid of it. So they get rid of it by slowly, adding some buy positions to get everybody else to kind of get in on the trend. And they'll buy and they'll buy and they'll buy, and until they need that last little push, they'll maybe buy just to get into that position, and then they will sell, and because they make more money off the sell than they do holding the buy position. But if they need to get back in the buy position, it just because if you look up who is actually making money in the Forex market, it's not me or you or Warren Buffett or Shaquille O'Neal or Coheed and Cambria or anything like that. It's J.P. Morgan Chase. It's Morgan Stanley. It's all the big banks. So here, let's just do a real quick Google search. Let's do foreign exchange market biggest players, I guess you could say, or biggest investors. Here you go. There it is. JP Morgan, Dutch Bank, Citi. We have 6 more rows. And I hit 6 more rows and it didn't really do anything. It just went to here. Anyways, Citi, XTC were the biggest players. But anyways, I don't want to read through a whole Wikipedia thing, but you can tell if this is a $7 trillion a day venture, and JP Morgan is holding 10% of that $7 trillion, you can tell that we're not the ones that are pushing the market, right? It's the banks. The banks are pushing the market. And so if you know how to learn how to trade how the banks trade, then you can make better money that way. And they'll leave clues for us. And this is how they leave clues, right? Because they know where we enter. They know where our stop losses are. That just means whenever we lose, right, that means our money is lost. The money has to be transferred to somebody. It gets transferred to the banks. Well, if we think like the banks, then we get the money too. It's you kind of have to think outside of a retail trader state of mind. That being said, sometimes it's hard, because sometimes things just look so obvious that you want to go for it, and when you go for it, you lose. But now that I'm taking a look at these, these are some trades I might set up because I can see where the banks have come into play on some of these trades, and especially when I lose a trade, and it looks like something a retail trader would do, probably because a bank took me out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's why it's a 24-hour, venture with Forex. And, you get the banks and of J.P. Morgan will call, will leave, people in there at New Zealand and, hey, we left this position here. Make sure you get this position back for us. They probably share the same accounts, and that's how it works 24/7. But it is quiet at this time of the night because I just don't know if there's a lot of employment going on, of the banks overseas. But definitely, you can definitely see the volatility happen between the London market and the U.S. market. So usually around that here, especially here in Central Time of the U.S., 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. is just the market's going nuts. Everybody's doing something. Oil, I caught a trade from somebody earlier. I got into it, and I lost it just because it was a toll from a sell. The stop loss was right there at 0.90 or something like that. I wish this thing wouldn't pop up all the fucking time, but it went right through my stop loss. It was only I had a very low lot size, so it was only 50 cents. However, I think we do still have a buy set up, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't heard anything about this being called off just yet. But we are nearing the trend line here. So if we take a look at this from a 4-hour standpoint, you can see we do have pretty good trend going. We can even extend this out down to here, right? So it's just the way that the oil market's been going. And so with this latest high to this latest low, we're looking at around the 382 level, right? And that 382 level is going to be somewhere around 40.8. That is a call from Mr. Wizard, right? So we'll see if it gets down there. We are coming up on that trend line, so I would expect it to drop soon. I think he also said to sell around this time. I want to say it was 41.85. And I think if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Buy oil in the 40.8. Okay, so that means there's going to be a sell limit for oil in here somewhere. The thing is, you still have so many trades, it's hard to keep up. 42.18. Have we hit 42.18? Oh, we did hit 42.18. But not since this has come out, though. So we're getting near 42 now. So 42.18, we're looking for a buy. Stop loss 42.86, 42.60. I'm sorry, and take it down to about 41. Right, it's gonna take it down to about 41, so we can enter the other trade as a buy. Actually, I might want to keep my eye out on this one because might be coming. XAUUSD. I have been told to cancel this trade, so I'm not gonna go over that. CAD Chef. This is the trade that we have for CAD Chef. And here's the thought process behind it. And I actually do like this one. Thought process is that we got a little trend going up. These probably going to break through this. It's going to retest off this trend line, go down, and we're going to take the trade right here, right? Take the trade right around to where this is the bottom of this, right? Throw the stop loss a little bit below it. Try to see if we can't take it back up to the trend line. If at least maybe not right around this area here. Or actually, let me do one of these underneath it. All right, this may be the new resistance, new support, I should say. Sorry, new resistance. If not, maybe we can break through and we can take this all the way up here for about 110 pips. Euro franc, looks like we still have this set up. I haven't heard anything about not taking it away, but this is the setup we have for the euro franc. Looks like we're looking for a buy. I just had this in there since last night. You know, it just looks like a decent retail trade move. May cancel it, I'm not for sure. I may want to take a better look at this and see, because it looks like if smart money was into play, it looks like this would actually be your entrance right here, your last down before you're up. So it'd actually be something like this. And actually, probably just to here. This is a big ass 4-hour candle. Right, this is some big money into play. I'm not for sure what happened with euro and the euro franc, but man, this is some massive money into play. Let's even take a look at that at 2-hour. It's kind of broken up in the 2-hour, but still, I'm not for sure what I would do with this. This is I don't even know if I can analyze this, to be honest. Because what do we have going on? Is there even a trend line? Looks like something was going up here. I mean, that looked like that was a decent trend for a second. And if we kept going with that trend, it looks like it did kind of break it, and it kind of retested it. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Retested it, came down. It looks like it came back up, hit the back of that trend line. Now it's on its way back down. But I don't know where it's going next. That's a good question. Euro USD. For some reason, I have this set up on Euro USD, and I cannot find out where I got this call at all. But I don't know if I like it. I think I got this call right after this happened. Yeah, it was. It was another channel that I don't really trust that much. It was right after this came down. We saw this come back up. We thought it was going to hit here and come back down, and then take off. But instead, it just took off. So I think I might delete this one. Anyways, anything else I want to take a look at? NAS. NAS is something me and this one guy I've been talking about on TradingView. We've been trying to analyze it every day, and it happened. What my thoughts, what I thought would happen, actually happened. I have no idea what I'm grabbing. I'm grabbing something, but whenever we had this high here, oh shit, I meant to do a fib. Whenever we had this high here and threw this down here, I thought I was gonna bounce off the 618 and continue going higher, and it did. Actually, let me get down to the nit-grit of this, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I actually did this and thought the same thing. Yep, it's bouncing off this 382 level. I thought I was gonna hit this and immediately go up, but not so much. It's just kind of riding that 382 level. But NAS has kind of been I'm gonna take a 4-hour look at it. I throw a lot of blue lines in there to separate, you know, the New York Times session and stuff like that. But that's just been kind of, you know, giving you, you know, a couple waves here, it'll drop, a couple waves here, it'll drop, and then it'll drop, and then I'm gonna give a couple waves. But it's looking good, you know. It's made an all-time high. You know, it's still staying around there right now. It kind of doesn't know what it wants to do. So I didn't really do anything all day today. But yeah, and that's in, you know, my thing about GPL. I talked about this. It's just, you know, I thought it was going to come down at least where I could buy it around 55 cents, and it was still at like 70. Nope. As soon as I said it, it was the next day. It was gone. Like, I always have the good ideas, and they come in late. Anyways, that's enough of my rambling. I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking by now. If you do enjoy my videos, if you do enjoy me talking about trade ideas and how, you know, how a beginner analyzes things, because I'm definitely a beginner, not no professional. I just like talking through things and sharing it with you guys, because that's all I know how to do. I ain't got no friends, guys. I ain't got no friends. I got you guys, though. I got you guys. I got these charts. These charts keep me good, keep me healthy. But that's all I got, to be honest. If there's anything you guys want me to take a look at, I definitely take a request and see if I can analyze something and see where it's gonna go. But other than that, that's really all I got for you guys. It's about too long for me, and I'm sure it's been too long for you. So I'm gonna get the heck off here, and you guys have a good night, okay? Peace.